Nielsen India adopts a cautionary stance towards the FMCG segment and expects inflationary pressure to continue. Speaking to ET Now's Parisha Tyagi, Sunil Khiani of Nielsen India says assessing consumer demand will be key to drive consumption growth. Listen in.
What we're seeing is that, we're seeing GDP slowing down, from previous quarters, which is there, and inflation is inching up. You would also see that currently the rainfalls are in a deficit mode, and distribution of rainfall is more a cause of worry which is there. So combination of these factors, really played when we were doing our forecast.
So are there any hopes of a respite from this downtrend? Do you think any factors are there which will drive the demand back on the growth track?
Yeah, sure. So if you look at our budget which was being announced, we're seeing a lot of positive steps which are there. Yes, those are from a medium term to a long term perspective, but very critical to note that a lot of this slowdown is driven by our rural India or rural markets which are there. Now, if I look at it, our minimum support prices in the budget have been announced that they would be going up. We are hoping that if rainfall for July and August, which are critical months, so to say, if they are back on track, then you would find an upturn happening in this segment.
So by when can we expect that to happen? If we assume that MSPs play out well as expected and rainfall picks up in the latter half, by when can we expect demand and growth to pick up?
So MSPs, for example, would kick in when the harvest happens, and then cash in the hands of farmers, which are actually the rural consumer. So you have to really wait and watch and see how the implementation happens and the timeline towards it. So coming 3 to 4 months are going to be very interesting for this sector, and we will have a close watch towards it.
Of course, another sector which you said was worst hit was that of advantage to small retailers. The government has been doing a lot on that. We hear that a national retail policy is under work. So do you think these measures by the government are going to change the situation? And what do you think is the impact of a recent FDI policy in e-commerce going to be for these small retailers?
Sure. So, great question. See, from a small manufacturer perspective, we've seen always policy decisions do help them. So, we saw during GST implementation, our small manufacturers in the FMCG space got pretty positively impacted. If you see from 2018 onwards, they were being a very high growth trajectory which is there. Now, in the current period, we're seeing due to slowdown in GDP and especially the inflationary pressure which is there, which is also fueling the raw material prices going up, is really impacting the price advantage which our small manufacturers had. So that is one of the reasons why it has been a slowdown. Again, small manufacturers have a very large role when it comes to sales from rural India.